The E. Jones Show. The E. Jones Show. The E. Jones Show.
What's going on? We got the Skinny Boys in the building. What's good?
What's up, y'all? Welcome.
How y'all doing?
All good.
We chilling, legends. We chilling.
We know you are. We know you are.
We tried to put this together a couple of times, and we had a couple of things come up where we finally got you guys on the show, and
Yes, sir.
we appreciate you guys first and foremost. I just want you guys to know that.
That goes
We
back, man.
appreciate
That
you
goes
as
back.
well.
So, as we start out, we always want to start from the beginning, then we got a middle, and then we got now. So let's start from the beginning of the Skinny Boys. How did you guys start the group?
Well, before we became the Skinny Boys, this is Superman J, by the way.
Thank you.
Before we started the Skinny Boys, we were in a group called the Superior Crush MCs. There was members, myself, Shock and Sean, ELD, and the Jock Box. And we played, locally around the tri-state. As a matter of fact, you could say further out than the tri-state. We played everywhere from Boston out to New Jersey. So we were playing those as amateurs. How we became the Skinny Boys is how basically me, myself, and ELD, we had started this up once we had my cousin Mark and Rhonda Bush. They came out to check us out. I'll let Sean take it from there, let him tell the story a little better.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Shock and Sean of the Skinny Boys. Yeah, when my brother and ELD, they broke up with this crew, and then we became Superior Crush, and they added me on. I'm Shock and Sean, Superman J's brother, and they also added my cousin Jock. And so when they got us going on, we went from Superior Crush, like my brother said, touring, going around, Connecticut State, Boston, New Haven, Jersey, New York City. We was hitting all like tri-state areas. And then we had to come up with a name, for the group, if we was going to be on a professional level. And back then, you had people like, MC Shan, you had UTFO, and how they was battling Roxanne Shante, and we was in the same limelight as like the Fat Boys and things of that nature before they came to Fat Boys. They was Disco 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we said, you know what, we got to come up with a gimmick name as well to get on the set with the rest of the industry on how they're moving. So they came up with like gimmick names and stuff like that, and so we heard the Disco 3 who became the Fat Boys, and we was in that same line of work, and we said, boom. You know what, why don't we be the Skinny Boys? Because we also rap. Jock also does the beatbox and things of that nature, and Buffy got us by, 100 pounds, and all the Fat Boys were next to them. They got us by 100 pounds. So us in comparison to them, Buffy, Fat, Koot Rock Ski, and them.
Marky D.
We said, you know what, we're going to come up with a gimmick name ourselves because standing next to them, we do look skinny. So we came up with our gimmick name called the Skinny Boys. And that's how that name actually came about.
I like that.
I like it. And just for the listeners, I'm going to break it down to them real quick. The Skinny Boys are an American hip-hop group originally from Bridgeport, Connecticut. The Skinny Boy members are Shock and Sean, Superman J, and the Human Jock Box.
Yes, sir.
The Skinny Boys were influenced by much more prominent hip-hop pioneers, the Fat Boys, and their single Jock Box was influenced by the Fat Boys. Member Human Beatbox. So just wanted to give everybody a little education on these guys are legends. And when you can Google them, then there's somebody. Because people are like, oh, well, the Skinny Boys, I know about the Fat Boys. Well, it was some skinny dudes going, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
stop discriminating.
Yes.
No doubt about it, man.
All right, so being from Bridgeport, Connecticut, if I'm correct, and hip hop was more, New York City based. How did the other MCs and the other groups accept y'all because y'all was outside of New York?
Well, To be honest, we used to do shows with a lot of them guys, the Cold Crush Brothers.
Okay.
You know, way before this thing became corporate. You know, we were out here when this thing had not too much money up in it, so we were on shows with the Dr. Rock and the Force MCs, who now changed their name to the Force MDs.
Right.
The Cold Crush Brothers, Africa Bambaataa. We was around with some pretty, stellar talent.
Fearless Four.
Yes. I mean, when I say it goes on for days, we performed with everyone and we held our own with whoever was there. It wasn't about being afraid to stand next to the headliner. We just said, listen, wherever we go, we gonna set a spark.
Got you.
Nice.
Okay.
Even coming out of Bridgeport. Bridgeport's only 45 minutes to an hour away from the Bronx, where hip hop originated at. So when you look at all that coming together, it was pretty easy because, Brooklyn was doing their thing just as well. Jersey was doing their thing, but Connecticut had a spark, a big time spark here. And it came along way before us. We're just the ones that let it out the gate and became international.
I like it. I like
Right.
it. I like it.
I like to say that we were fortunate enough to get the break. Everyone wants to think that they're the best, and that's rightfully so. We always thought we were the best, but we also know that we were the ones that got the break. Right place and timing.
Ain't that the truth?
Correct. Correct.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
And
So,
I heard you say, like, who we were influenced by and things of that nature with the Fat
Yes.
Boys, but we weren't really influenced by them, but it was a thing of, like I said, we was performing with Mastodon and the Deaf Committee, people like
Yes.
that. We was performing with LL Cool J. These are
Yes.
while they were amateurs. We was performing with Tila Rock, And so when they came on and stuff like that, they coming from New York, they was coming to our towns, like Treacherous 3. They were bringing the crews to our city and stuff like that. And we was doing hip-hop how we know how to do hip-hop. And they was doing hip-hop how they know how to do hip-hop.
gotcha.
So what made us get into the game that much quicker, when New York came down, you have a lot of people that want to sound like New York. And the Skinny Boys, we were Superior Crush back then, but we was doing Superior Crush. We wasn't trying to sound like,
Anyone else
out there. We wasn't trying to sound like the Cold Crush. We weren't trying to sound like, Treacherous 3. We weren't trying to sound like, the Fearless 4 and them guys.
the originality gets in this game.
Right. We just stayed on our course, and then as we stayed on our course, we were able to make our own trail and our own path, and that's how it all came about.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to ask y'all a quick favor. I want to go into a real quick break because I want to pay homage to y'all real quick, and then we want to come back and continue the conversation. So just give us a slight second. We're going to go into some music by the Skinny Boys, Jock Box, right here on the E. Jones Show. Don't go nowhere because we got some fire for y'all, but we're gonna talk a little bit more with these brothers because it's a lot to really learn from y'all that a lot of people did not know about y'all. So we're going to put it all on the table now.
Right. Okay.
All right, we'll be right back.
To rock the spot
With who?
the Super J.
And who?
Shot the shot.
Kick it. And the Hillman Jock Box. And you know he's dead. We got the beast and the mice and rock the first routine. The Skinny Boys came and hit the rock the party and sing. We'll be sticking together through thick and thin. Jock Box, get the ready, let the beast come in.
fresh,
Three of us, y'all. We're like
fresh.
skinny boys in the place to be. Super J, the skinny.
Boys are fresh.
Try to see and relax if you know what me. The skinny boys came here to make that grease. We bust through the door without a knock shot. Sean, Super J,
And the human job box.
kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. That was the funky break, and it kept it straight for all the fly people. And this is this. Pull a quarter out your pocket, dump it in a slot, go off the beat, 'cause you're the human jock box.
Try to imitate what the man get it straight, and the beat he makes is a disco break.
Guaranteed to be a hit.
Jump up on it, it's the human jock box in his bag of tricks.
Tricks,
Out of wrist
tricks.
hop over my
He's howling in the day on the 4th of July. When he makes the beat, he catches all eyes in the streets of New York or Connecticut.
It's the human jock box.
So, bust this.
job box.
To some, he's cold. Too many, he's crushing.
Coming out so fresh.
With the beats, he's busting.
Times a fool.
Tell me who are you?
Out the human job box.
So, bust this groove. Skinny boy. Yo, Mark. Is he nuts? No. He's insane. It'll be makers, beats by fakers. Bust these times at the job, bust chaos. Coming out the mouth of the world renowned. Bust this party people, here's a funky fresh sound.
Run up.
Is he nuts? No. He's insane. Take another to the highs. Best in percussion.
Coming out the mouth, that jock box.
Bustin'. Beats so fresh and crystal clear. Tell you what, America, you better beware. Is he nuts? No. He's insane. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it. Capital J Rock. Superman. Superman. Shocking song. Skinny boys in the place. Everybody loves the skinny boy in the place. Let's go, goddamn fool. Listen for the beatbox.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We back with the Skinny Boys. We just wanted to take them down memory lane real quick. Let them know that we got the flavors too, man.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it.
See, we want you to see that we was paying attention. He was like, "Oh, we was rocking with Master Don, and we know who that is."
We right
Oh, yeah.
there with you. We
No
right
doubt.
there with you.
As a matter of fact, rest in peace, Master Don.
No doubt, no doubt. So back to y'all fellas. We got the Skinny Boys in the building. For those of y'all just tuning in right now, the legendary Skinny Boys in the building right now. When we chopping it up about their career, let's take it to the middle right now. Okay, y'all got the deal, the record deal and everything else. The album came out. Like, how did y'all feel?
It was, pretty exciting, but a lot of hard work. I know that much. Put it this way, we knew nothing came easy, because we were always humbled, even in our amateur days, and it just kept us that much more humble, knowing that the world is going to know who we are from this point on,
Mm-hmm.
So we got to know how to carry ourselves, how to be out there, show that respect. But once you hit that stage, you become a lion, an uncaged lion.
No doubt. So now that, as let's come now here in the present, you have a lot of legendary groups that are now getting a lot of tours, doing a lot of shows. Like,
Yes.
where's the Skinny Boys at? What's going on with y'all now in the present?
We're doing shows still. We just haven't had that opportunity from others to put us on, those tours. We would love to be on those tours.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Right.
also know, I don't know if it's politics involved or, whatever it is, we're here for the people.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for not just our fans that we already have, but to make even more fans,
Got you.
Right.
I'm going to pass the
Sometimes,
mic.
like my brother.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying sometimes, like my brother said, sometimes it's politics, and then you have some artists that are out there. Once they get put on, it's no, some of us still got the crab in the barrel syndrome.
Yes.
And so they feel that, boom, well, what, we're at the top of the mountain. No need of us putting our hand down to grab somebody else back up. But that's what makes the world go round. You know what I mean? When you share what God has blessed you with, then you'll eventually continue to be blessed because you're always helping someone. And that's what the Lord of the worlds always does. He blesses one to help another one out, and then he continues to bless them as long as they keep on blessing others how he has blessed them.
Amen. I'm going to let my sister Sharonda get a couple of questions in there. Go ahead, Sharonda.
Okay.
Okay.
So, in today's entertainment, with the artists that are currently out today, is there anyone in particular that you would like to collaborate with?
If we had a chance to collaborate, me, myself, Superman J, I would say J. Cole. J. Cole's a monster, I like to more so, I was always told this, if you got that mic in your hand, you got power. And if you got power, you got to know what to do with that power. And it's not just about saying whatever you want to say. You got to say something to make the people gravitate towards you. And in this day and time, I say people like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, people of that status, Nas. Nas gave us a shout out on Where Are They Now. And when you hear it coming from people of that status, and you hear the message coming from people of that status, it's like, okay, make sure you got something to say because we ain't got no time for shucking and jiving.
Okay.
Yeah, me, myself, Shock and Sean, I would definitely love to do something with Nas because he dig real deep down inside. And for him to remember us and to think of us and to put us in his cipher, in his circle, that was real humbling right there. Sometimes when you get those that are so-called, new in the industry and they come up with a different time, sometimes they forget about those that were before them. But that is what the brother did when he did say, Where Are They Now? That was like a re-spark. And ever since then, me and my brother's been recording hard. We try to get my cousin Jock on certain tracks too as well. But me and my brother definitely been going at it, doing what we can do and coming up with some beautiful beautiful music that people can relate to once again.
Okay, nice.
No doubt.
Okay, so now,
And you know something? Let me say this to be clear too. I know there's a divide between the current school of hip hop and the old school. I just want to, bridge that gap that coming from us, no matter whether you're from the new school or not, we respect you. And we understand where you're coming from. It's a different day and time. Do your thing, get that paper. But also never forget where you made your mark at and where you came from.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, you may have already answered a question that I was going to ask you, but I'm still going to put it out there because it may be a different response that you would have. But through
Yes.
all of what you have endured in this field, what words of wisdom would you give today's artists?
Well, I would definitely say, I mean, what they did that, I think they coined the market because they learned from the old school
Yes.
as far as the art, but they also took from the old school, okay, they just want to be superstars, they just want to be legends, but they know the business. So I gotta definitely take my hat off to the new school of them knowing the business of the game, never forgetting those who have laid the foundation for them to stand on the ground that they're standing on right now. So I would just say, for the new school artists and things of that nature, or even if it's old school, just have something positive to say, something of some substance, that can raise up, the level and the consciousness of our babies that are coming up after us and after them as well.
Okay.
And to add to that, I think the advice to also give, be yourself. You hear some people out there say, oh, this person's whack, this person ain't hitting. Yeah, but everyone has, I don't care who you are, everyone has a place in this industry if you're out here and able-bodied enough to do it. Everyone has a place. They have a fan base. And that's to be respected. What may be whack to some people is hitting to a whole lot of others. And that's why you got a whole lot of platinum artists out here doing their thing. They know the business, and that's important.
Absolutely.
Respect to that. Definitely.
Nice.
So I got one for you gentlemen now. All right. Because there's a big debate going on, and I ask all the legends that come on the show this same question, and I'm going to ask y'all the same thing now. How did the East Coast lose hip-hop?
Me, myself, I don't, as coming from Superman J, I don't think the East Coast really lost it. I think the South had their moment, the West Coast had their moment, the East Coast had it for a very long time, and the South and the West Coast, they happen to learn from the East Coast, So when you look at that, I don't think they never really lost it. I just think that they stepped their game up. And they said, okay, if we're going to be in this, we got to be in it. We got to set a mark. We got to let them know that we for real. So I don't like to put that divide in there of East Coast, West Coast. I just like to call it hip-hop. And when you call it hip-hop, that's love all across the board, 360.
Okay.
I just think that when you said East and West, I think that a lot of us in the East didn't know really we was just happy, doing the trade and doing the art of the music. And then you had like the East Coast, they didn't just want to do the art and the trade of the music, but they got us with they know the business aspect
Yes.
music. So I think that we lost it when one had the business aspect mind and the other one was on another level of, well, you know what? I'm kicking this 16 and I just want the people to know me. So for those, a lot of people on the East Coast, we wanted to be stars and things of that nature. And then a lot of people on the West Coast, they wanted to be stars, but they also wanted to capitalize on the business. So I would say that we lost it capitalization of capitalizing on the industry. You know.
I like it.
And once again, they knew what they were doing when they came out on the West Coast as well as in the South. You know, I remember coming down to Atlanta, and you know, Shy-D was out there with us. You know, a whole lot of others was out there doing their thing. And big ups to the West Coast for learning that business of not just hip hop but publishing, because publishing is important. You know, we always say we wanted to be stars, but didn't know the business. And really at that time, we didn't care to know the business because we had our cousins that were managing us, and we never thought that with them managing us that things would go down and go south. You know, we never thought things would go south to the point that now we're going through the court system, litigation and everything else, you know. So when you look at that situation, the way it went down for us, you know, it was a learning tool. And it still is a learning tool for a whole lot of us out here. I mean, no one knows it all. They just simply learn on the job.
Got you. And that was kind of similar to when I saw Special Ed on Unsung. And he was touching on that, how, you know, the label really got him. And when he found out what they was doing to him, then they turned around and blackballed him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's very...
We went through something similar. Is that, you know?
Yeah, that happens to a lot of different artists like that. How you just said it, how the label will blackball you, because once we went into our litigation and stuff like that, we also couldn't do nothing for like 7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah.
Out of the industry rather. So, you know, they do certain things like that. And sometimes, you know, if you feed into that, it'll kill your will. You know, but we have to stay patient and stay consistent.
Yes.
You know, because consistency stomps out resistance. So I'm glad that we didn't fall totally for the game that they put, a weight that they put on us and everything like that, because had we went for the okie doke, man, I mean, a lot of people, when they get robbed and stuff like that and get beat in the game, you know, they lose the will. They lose the enthusiasm. They
become jaded.
Fortitude.
Yeah.
And
one thing is for sure, I've always told Sean and Jacques, listen, we have to always stay ready. We've always been ready. Let's stay ready. You know, it's like we just played about almost a month or a month and a half ago with Houdini.
Yep.
Nice.
And they were like, man, you guys, it's like y'all never miss a beat. I said, you know something? We're professionals. We ain't supposed to. People pay their money to come see us. At the end of the day, we got to give them what they're paying their money for. You know, and if you don't have love for this game, you ain't going to make it. The love of the game, you have to have love for the game if you think you're going to make it. Because if you don't have love for the game and you think you can make it without that, it ain't happening.
So basically, I'm going to break it down to the listeners real quick and probably some of the artists that's tuned in. Basically, what he's saying is this is not a hobby. You got to love what you do.
No. That's right.
You can't come in here halfway. One half of you want to be a rapper, and the other half of you want to be something else.
Right.
When you put your hip hop clothes on, this is what you got. This is the way of life.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's what you do, and you can't substitute that for anything. If you playing games with it and you want to go half and half, then guess what? You're gonna get half.
If you're lucky.
Get just that. But if you go full fledged, you're gonna keep it 100. You're gonna get 100 plus.
Right, and we have to remember that, you know, hip hop is all about family, and it's all about having fun.
That's right.
It's not about bringing, you know, your vices and things of that nature inside the game. And when we bring our vices and other things inside the culture, then we already know what the results turn out to be. We lose great ones, you know, we lose loved ones and things of that nature. So for all of us that are in hip hop, yo, brothers, sisters, yo, let's keep the game tight, man, and let's treat one another, give them that same love that we had.
Yes,
we was on that plantation.
And know one thing, we do far too much as black folk, we do far too much killing each other. We need to stop this.
Preach. Preach.
Far too much. I mean, it kind of it gets to me because I'm saying to myself, like, even when you look at Big and Pop, they were friends, great friends. They had a brotherhood. How did it get from brotherhood to now both of them are gone? So to all my artists, man, that are gone, man, you know, we keep you held up in prayer and thoughts, you know, and definitely, I mean, when you look at hip hop, we got to thank all them old school R&B artists. I mean, say a prayer tonight, man, for Aretha Franklin,
Yep.
Queen of Soul.
No doubt. No
You
doubt.
know, she going through it, but once again, even though she was R&B, for us, she was hip hop. She'll continue to be hip hop because without that old school R&B and that funk, there'd be no hip hop.
Amen.
The great beats, things of that nature, you know.
You know, we were asked one time, you know, are you guys bitter? I said, never. Never been bitter at the game, you know. If anything, I know I lived a life that others wish. They wish they had that life that we had. And the only thing we can do right now is that, as we've been doing, we try to inspire those, you know, that came after us and that are still coming. We inspire them rather than hate on them because it's easy to hate on someone.
Yep.
It's very easy to hate on someone because you don't want to see them make it. But when you inspire someone, you got to keep that going.
Yes.
I have a quick
No
question.
doubt about it. We definitely thank brothers and sisters like you two for taking
Yes.
the time out, you know, to interview us and taking the time out to spin our records, you know, because you don't have to do it, but it's the love of the game is what keeps you motivated.
Yes.
You-
Absolutely.
And so we thank you all because were it not for the DJs, nobody would have never heard of us. So we definitely thank you all and for paying homage to hip hop, and we thank you all for putting us on in your cipher, as I was saying, your circle, so that we can be successful like other artists out here.
Absolutely.
And let me add this.
Mhm.
Big up to the E. Jones Show because we connected on Instagram.
Yep.
Right away, I mean, we were supposed to do this interview last week, and, you know, his queen got a little ill, and we connected, and we said, listen, let's get it done. You know, first, home comes first before anything.
No doubt,
So-
family first.
Make sure you keep that family first. When I say that to my hip-hop family, to my people out there, keep family first at all times.
Absolutely.
And whatever's going to come, it's going to come.
Now, you said you had a question, Sharonda?
Oh, just very simple. Does either one of you have any children, nieces, or nephews that are trying to follow in your footsteps?
Yes, Superman J, my son, his name is Supreme Ali. You can go check him out on SoundCloud as well as YouTube. His name is Supreme Ali. He's a very conscious rapper, very intelligent individual. And as far as, you know, my rest of my kids, my other two, my oldest, Cassius, my youngest, Ahmad, Sean's kids, Wazir, Saeed, Najwa, I'd like to say what's up to them, and also our wives. You know, we got incredible wives. When I say that, very supportive, and we
Very.
thank God for them.
Amen.
Shout out to the wives, you know, the backbones
Yeah, I
of,
mean,
of the
look-
family.
Listen, ain't nothing like a black woman.
Yes.
Say that one
No
more
question.
time so they
If
can
you
hear
don't
that.
know, now you gonna know.
I know that's right.
Say it
Yeah,
one more
about
again. Say it one more again.
Yeah.
That's right.
Attitude
That's
and all.
right. That's right.
All of
Yeah,
us
yeah.
don't have
Attitude
attitudes.
and all.
Listen, they keep us levels, without a
And,
doubt. So to all the black women out there, know that the Skinny Boys, you know, we got love and respect for y'all.
No
man,
doubt about it.
Always have, always
Always
will.
will.
On behalf of all of them, I thank you.
You're
Very
welcome.
well, I just want to throw this out there. Like the brother was saying, we connected on Instagram. You know, we conversated outside before that on Instagram. We stayed connected and stayed talking. And
Yes.
first and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys for recognizing what we do.
Oh, no.
No doubt, no doubt.
I was a
And
firm.
also,
Go ahead.
I gotta let the people know out there too. We're just starting to work on our documentary,
Okay.
and it's going to be coming soon. So, we'll stay in touch with you, E, without a doubt.
Definitely.
And
definitely.
new music as well.
Oh, yeah,
New music,
definitely.
definitely.
Definitely. We want to give you guys the platform. We give all the legends a platform, to come on the show and talk, because the fans want to know what's going on. And we're like, I can say we base ourselves as the radio version of Unsung. We want to give you guys the chance to tell your story. We don't want a narrator.
Yes.
We don't want the words
Yes,
at the bottom. Well, Jock doesn't beatbox no more. No, we don't want that.
Right.
We going to go to the horse's mouth and say, yo, Jock, why you ain't beatboxing no more? And give him the opportunity to answer that question. Not with the rumors, but like I said, we definitely pay homage to something that we love. And if you got a lot of people that stand on soapboxes and say, yo, they doing the legends dirty, but they not doing nothing about it. We're not going to stand on the soapbox. We're going to tell the legends the door's open. And I want to just ask you fellas this also too. If you can,
Right.
if you can, please pass us off to the other legends and tell them that we have a door
Oh, no doubt.
for them to come through.
Yes.
Oh, no question about it, brother. Since you gave us this opportunity, we're going to strive to spread the word so that we can bless somebody else the same way how you blessed us.
Yes.
We thank you for
You know?
that.
And if there's anyone out there looking to book us, they can email us at the letter J, H 617 at gmail.com. The letter J, H 617 at gmail.com. Or either you can go to Instagram and hit us up on there at _skinny boys. And that's on Instagram. The _skinny _boys.
Like it. I like it. I just want to say to you fellas again, ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Skinny Boys, we appreciate you guys granting us this interview. Y'all rung the bell the first time. The next time, just come on in and sit on the couch. Let's break bread and do what we do.
No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt about it, brother.
We appreciate you and everyone else out there that's giving people a platform like this. That's respect.
No doubt, man. Me and Sharonda's going to do our part, man. Only thing we need from y'all is to keep feeding us the material to continue to do what we do.
We'll do that, and like we said, we'll pass the information along so we can get other legends on here.
We appreciate y'all.
As well as up and coming artists, because we gotta keep a steady watch out for our up and coming artists, man, because there's some bad boys and girls coming out here.
Well, we have a big platform. The station is on 24 hours a day. It's not just our show. We got other shows on the network. And also, we have to give a big shout out to one of the owners of the station, Damian Crazy Legs Hall from the legendary group Guy, because he's also a driving force behind this.
Yes.
Dame Hall.
Yes. Big respect to Dame Hall.
So we definitely pushing along.
No question about it, brother.
So God bless everybody in the crew, and we'll definitely link up.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much now.
Peace, family.
Thank you, guys. God bless you all.
Peace. Peace to you all.
All right. Thank you, fam. The legendary Skinny Boys in the building. This is what me and Sharonda do. We bring the legends to the radio. We make sure that we continue to let our listeners know that these brothers and these sisters are still here. They still doing their thing.
Still pushing it.
And they still pushing it. But I have to give the Skinny Boys mad credit. They was dropping jewels. A lot of educational jewels out there. And they just was keeping it up front with us, man.
The E. Jones Show. The E. Jones Show.